I am right outside Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Really a lot of people out here. Probably, I would say, a couple hundred. One full side of the street is packed. As far as my eye can see, you have this across the street is packed. This side of the street is packed. I'd say there's a few hundred people out here. If you look over there, you see a big rat, where we've seen this at a lot of picket lines that we've covered. Talking about the scab workers. Robert Wood Johnson has brought in a lot of travel nurses that get paid insane amounts to basically fill in for the striking workers. This is one of the biggest hospitals in all of New Jersey, and but they're still understaffed chronically. So it says burnout caused the turnout, solidarity, fair contract now.
I'll fight this fight until the end, to the max. I have endless energy for this fight because it's important.
Talk to me about the staffing we've seen before the pandemic. Definitely during the pandemic, you've had nurses, one nurse to like 7, 8 patients when it's supposed to be, 3 or 4. How bad has the staffing to patient ratio been?
So we deal with something called acuity, which means how sick the patients are, and they're never taking that into account. Before the pandemic, things were getting bad, and after the pandemic, it hasn't gone better. They asked us to step it up, and we did, and now they think that that's okay, and they are not backing down, but neither are we.
And talk to me just about the mental toll, burnout, nurses, mentally. We've seen an exodus of nurses quitting the profession all over the country. Can you talk about your colleagues and the mental, physical toll it's taken?
Nurses have a huge responsibility. We are licensed by the state of New Jersey to not only legally responsible to take care of people, but morally and ethically. And part of our job is advocacy. So we have been letting them know that this is not okay, this is not okay. So to us, this is the ultimate act of advocacy.
Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are, who we are. The nurses, the Robert Wood nurses. What do we want? When do we want it? I don't know if you know what's going on in there. The people inside are probably getting 3 and 4 patients. We didn't even ask for that. We asked 1 to 5. We asked for acuity. We asked for all of that. I asked the chief nurse for the acuity system. I'm still waiting for that same acuity system today. So all of the propaganda is a lot of propaganda. We sat at the table day after day, night after night, sometimes for hours and hours and hours. So don't believe everything that you read. So again, for the last time, we are the nurses. We are the Robert Wood nurses. So who wants to come up and talk to why we need safe staffing?
Yeah, I think what led us here is the COVID was the start of it with the nursing shortage. And a lot of people left at that time, senior people, young people, they don't want to go into the profession anymore. And that's why today we are here. The young people can't handle the acuity and the staffing in there. You give them 6 patients and they really struggle. 6 sick patients is a lot. So that's what we're working for. I'll leave the profession in the next year. It's for the future of nursing. It really is for the future of nursing.
Can you describe, because this is a level 1 hospital, so you're not talking about, just people who break their ankle. You're talking about the most severe patients who often require more than 1 nurse.
We are the level 1 trauma center. And when I work, you hear no less 5, 6, 7 times a day, trauma overhead, trauma overhead, trauma overhead. Every critically ill patient in the Barnabas system, minus the burns, is flown into our system. They don't take the acuity into effect. They want to give you a certain number, and if you need more, they tell you we don't have it, work with it, and stuff like that. We don't want that anymore. We want to respect, and we want ratios in the contract that are fair.
We need safe staffing.
I was speaking with another nurse who said at one point she had like 6 or 7 patients during the worst of COVID.
Yes.
It's been that bad?
Yeah, it has. So that's what we're fighting for.
And the hospital keeps saying that you're one of the best paid in New Jersey and that staffing's not so bad, but clearly they're not down on the floor.
It's not about the pay. It's about the staffing and the patients.
Have you seen the patient service and the patient care tail off because of the staffing?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Which is obviously dangerous.
Absolutely.
Pandemic, this and that. How long do you think the workers out here, the nurses out here, have it in them? Because the hospital seems to be pretty stubborn in terms of coming to the table.
So are we. We're not giving up.
Good.
It's for the patients.
I had a baby who was very unstable, had just been taken off the oxygen supply, maybe not even 12 hours earlier. And I was over helping another nurse who had 4 babies, feeding the baby, and the baby that I was triaged with, the oxygen saturations dropped to the 40s, the heart rate dropped very low, the mother was panicking. Thankfully somebody saw it and took care of the baby. And so she said to me, can you keep your eyes on my baby? Well, when I'm running around to deliveries and helping people, I can't necessarily sit there and watch the baby like, every minute. It's terrible. It's unsafe. It's not fair. The parents are panic-stricken.
We need safe staffing to keep our patients safe. This hospital has more specialties and a higher acuity than any other facility in the state of New Jersey. We are a level 1 trauma center, an NCI designated comprehensive cancer center. We're a center for cardiac excellence, a comprehensive level 1 stroke center. We have a standalone pediatric hospital. We have all of that acuity together in one hospital. In oncology, we do high-level acuity things like clinical trials with monoclonal antibodies. These things should be staffed on a one-to-one basis. You're getting vital signs every 15 minutes on experimental treatment. You don't know what's going to happen with this patient. In the next room, you have a patient taking their last breath, and they may be alone because their nurse has 5 or 6 other patients that they have to take care of. And the next room, you can hear it. You're in the next room, and the bed alarm is going off. And your patient is about to fall out of bed, but you don't have any techs. And all the other nurses are in a room taking care of another patient. How do you divide yourself in half? Who do you choose? Do you choose the dying patient? Do you choose the patient that's in the middle of a clinical trial? Do you choose the patient that's jumping out of bed? Do you choose the patient that's suffering in pain? Do you choose the patient that has an angry family member at the desk who wants to speak to the charge nurse? Who do you pick? We don't have the help that we need to take care of these patients. All we're doing is asking for help. We're begging for help. And that stands for the administration in there. They're going to have somebody in their family at one time that's going to need the help, and we are the ones to do it, and we are happy to do it. This is our house. Our house. So the staff that are in there, you're undoing everything we are fighting for. You're in there undoing everything we are fighting for. So get out. Let's get back to work. A lot of people, what really bothered me about this strike and some of the news coverage, a lot of people have been saying it's not a strike of necessity. It is a strike of necessity because we all have a license after our name. I know, I went back to school with 2 little kids. I had a business. I took a job here part-time on the weekends as a tech to get benefits and to get my foot in the door. I chose Robert Wood because I wanted to work at a union hospital. And if you've ever needed the union, which Judy knows me, where we are on direct dial. Yes. She just helped me change my hours. It took me 10 months to be able to change my shift to 3 12-hour shifts because they wouldn't let me give up 8s. Can you imagine? Do you remember a few years ago when they were telling us 7:01, you couldn't punch in 7:01? We were in the little office because I punched in 7:01. Meanwhile, nobody cared that I stayed till 8:30 at night, or I work 4 12-hour shifts because everybody looks at me like, what do you mean you're going to go home? You know? And we're all burnt and tired. Yes, I like overtime. You know, I have tuition to pay, but I'm tired. And you can't just assume I'm not going to break, and I can't go to the bathroom. And I need to keep my patients safe. We didn't have supplies. We didn't have help. They were not there for us. We have been giving everything for our patients every day since COVID. We are burned out. Yes, we have PTSD. Am I going to get over it? Hell no. I want safe staffing.
I want the best thing for my patients. I don't want pizza. I don't want Jersey Mike. I want help. I want my unit to feel that they're doing their job in a safe environment, that our patients are getting the care they need when they need it, with appropriate help. I don't want to be the last face that my patients have to see every single day. And I don't want to have to go back to my car to cry because nobody was there to support us. I'm over that. Yes, HR can say that I have PTSD, and yes, I acknowledge it. I have PTSD. I do cry. I cry at night when I remember COVID. I'm not ashamed of it. They should be ashamed of what they're doing to us. They should be ashamed.
We are phenomenal nurses in this hospital. And please understand, for every nurse that works here less than 3 years, we are fighting for you. We are fighting for your future. We are in this together. We will embrace you, we will empower you, and we will do our best to protect you. You have cultural support, you have educational support, and you have union support. Without Judy and this team that has negotiated us as best as they could to get us to this point, we would not be here if this hospital had its way.
We're the ones who are going to notice a change in their mental status, a change in their vitals, and make sure that we intervene in time to make sure that our patient gets the care they need before they become a code, before they become a rapid. Okay? That is our goal here, and we need safe staffing to be able to appropriately assess and care for every patient we take care of. We deserve our safe staffing.
We're out here striking for patient safety and safe staffing. It's very important to all the nurses here, for not only for I don't know.
Well, it just sounds crazy. They were talking about, sometimes you have 7 or 8 patients for, one nurse. Particularly during COVID, you can't safely treat that many patients for one person.
No, it's been proven, and studies have shown that with each additional patient a nurse takes, the patient's chance of dying does increase by up to 10%.
The momentum here and the energy is really, really big. Talk to us about, how long has this been in the making, and how long are you guys prepared to stay out?
We've been planning to do this since, I want to say, beginning of July. We voted to strike. Bargaining didn't go as well as we liked it to. So we've been out here for 5 days now, and we're ready to stay out here as long as it takes for us to get a fair contract.
And I was hearing horror stories. One nurse for 7 patients, 8 patients.
Even more. In the ED, they can go up to 9, 10 sometimes because they're so short-staffed.
I mean, bottom line, that could be deadly. You're only human to deal with that many. Can you kind of talk about some of the personal stories, colleagues? It's got to be overwhelming at times.
Of course, and with such short staffing, we experience burnout really, really fast, which in turn is also a safety hazard to our patients because we're so burnt out. We wouldn't be out here if we didn't love what we did so much and care for our patients as much as we do.
And is this hospital's executives, scrounging for pennies? Why can't they just hire more nurses? I'm hearing they're making millions at the executive level, etc.
Unfortunately, but that's why we're out here. We're ready to fight every single day to get what we want, and that's safe staffing. It's not even the money to us, it's the staffing, it's the ratios. We want it to be fair, we want it to be safe.
And how is it that for you guys and girls, you're talking one nurse for 8, 9 patients, but the scabs in there, I'm told they have one nurse
maybe one nurse to one patient, at least on our unit, the NICU, 1 to 1. Some is 1 to 2, 1 to 3. We don't see those ratios, but they do.
How are they pulling that off? Are they just saying, hey?
We're asking the same thing. We're not here just for the money, but, inflation is continuing to increase. Cost of living is continuing to increase. I see it. I'm trying to buy a house, and it's hard. It's hard.
And last question. They seem to be not budging. Obviously, there's different tactics they could use if this goes on long. It seems like the energy is here for the long haul. Are you guys prepared to go as long as necessary?
We're prepared. This party out here is not stopping until we get a nice fair contract for us, but most importantly, for the patients that are in there.
1,700 workers, level 1 trauma unit. They've been badly underpaid for, we're talking a decade now. I was talking to someone earlier. She said that she had at one point 8 or 9 patients on a shift during COVID for one nurse. That's crazy. And these hospitals are filthy rich. The executives are filthy rich. They're exploiting these workers. And as you can see, you got older workers, younger workers, a diverse workforce. So they're saying we're paying some of the highest wages to nurses, but it doesn't seem like that to me. It seems like the executives are taking most of the money instead of just hiring more nurses to help with the staffing.
Well, this action is about patient safety and unfair labor practices. We're not out here for the pay.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
So we'll see. They've made very clear that they're not, the main focus is not pay. The main focus is the staffing problems, understaffing. Obviously, not just in this hospital, but you got executives sitting on their asses doing nothing, making millions of dollars at these hospitals. But they're refusing to hire the extra nurses to make those safe staffing. You're supposed to have one nurse is supposed to treat maybe 3 patients, 4 patients, not 8 patients, not 9 patients. So that's what these nurses have been dealing with. And this is a Trauma 1 facility, so you have patients that are in life or death, dire circumstances.